What would you do if you had to replace your camera body? Would you set up the new one exactly the same? Would you change some settings? It's possible. Let me run this scenario by you. Your camera develops a fault. You send it off to be repaired. They come back and say they can't repair it. They're sending you a new one. So then you're going to spend the next few days setting up your camera again. I'm going to show you a shortcut on how to avoid all that hassle. Now, as you know, I've had an OM-1 Mark II and a 90mm macro on loan from OM Systems for quite some time, I would say, and I am very grateful to them for that. However, that does have to go back to them now. Fortunately for me, I have my own copy of an OM-1 Mark II and the 90mm macro, but I'm far too busy to be setting all of that up. I'm just joking, man. I want to watch Star Trek instead. But what I am going to show you now is how to export your settings from one camera and import them into your new one. There might be several reasons for that. You got the practical demonstration I got here of I'm having to send one back and I'm having my own camera. A repair camera you sent off can't be repaired, so they send you a new one. Or what if you buy a second body? Do you want both bodies next to each other going, oh, I've set that to that, I've set this to this, and having to repeat that on your second body? So this is going to avoid all of that. And the key to this is a piece of software called OM Workspace. So when we go to first launch OM System Workspace, it's going to ask us, do we want to register? Always register. Same as if you get a new camera lens, always register that. Also, make sure you write down the serial numbers as well somewhere. If it gets stolen and that camera turns up with that serial number on eBay, you can prove it was your camera that was stolen. So always write down all them. For now, though, for this demonstration, I'm going to click register later. Don't worry about this piece of software if you've never used it. We're not using it for what it is, which is basically a Lightroom clone. Basically, it's similar to Lightroom. We're not going to be using it for that. What we want to do is we want to export our settings from this camera, which is the loaner camera, and import them to the new one. But first of all, we're going to hook up the camera to our computer. Okay, and you can tell if it's hooked up because we have a little light here telling us it's charging. We're going to turn it on. You get a little menu, it's a USB menu. Go to the second option, which is MTP. Once you've done that, we're going to come up to the menu, come to camera, custom settings, and save. This is going to throw us out of OM System Workspace and bring us into this dialog box here. So this is going to save all of our settings from our camera into a file. So we're going to click next. We want to save everything here. You can choose your different custom settings. I've got all of them. If you're not using your custom settings, please do so. Maybe I'll do a video on it, on how to do the custom settings, or I might do that for my community, which is listed down below. If you want to join a macro community, very friendly, very safe space, there's a link down below for that. I might do it as a Zoom on customizing your camera using the custom features and why we should do that. We're going to click next. It's going to ask us where do we want to save. I'm going to my downloads OM system and click save. So that has been saved there. I'm just going to go to my OM system folder, and you can see there we have our file. So next I need to unbox my new camera and we need to bring those settings over to the new camera. Okay, so we have a brand new OM-1 Mark II. Okay, so I'm going to turn off the old camera. We are finished with that one. And we're going to bring in the new camera. What we're going to do is we will load that down. Go back to our OM workstation. Come back up to camera, custom settings, and load this time. Okay, we should turn on our camera again. Again, on the menu, go to MTP. Okay, I'm going to go next. We can, there's an option there to load settings most recently saved. But I'm going to do it this way because you might not have that option. There's our file. Open and load. So what it's going to do is it's going to take the settings from that file that we saved from our loaner camera and load it up onto our brand new OM-1 Mark II. Okay, close. Now, I don't think I need to tell you that this only works for like cameras. So I wouldn't take settings from an OM-1 and load it onto an OM-1 Mark II. I don't know if it would work. I know for sure that maybe the Mark II wouldn't work on a Mark 1, so it is like for like, but it is going to save you a lot of time. Right, so let's take our 90mm, place it onto the camera, and see if everything is working as it should do. So you can see there, all my copyright info has come over. Focus bracketing is on. It still wants the date putting in. Obviously, that's not a setting that's been ported over. It's even saved my custom white balance of 5500 Kelvin for a Cygnustech Diffuser. So that saved me a lot of time by transferring the settings from the low in the camera over to my new OM-1 Mark II. Saves a lot of time, a lot of messing about. I will double check the settings though, just to be safe, and better safe than sorry. But that camera's now ready to go out and do some macro. So I hope you found this video useful. Let me know down in the comments if that was useful to you, or if you even knew you could even export your settings from your OM-1 Mark II. But I'll leave this video here. My name's Stewart Wood, and I'll see you on the next one.